Hi guys, welcome back. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying that. Literally so overwhelmed with your response the other day. I put my first video up. I can't believe it. In this video, I've created this look on my face. Grab a drink. I had mine. It's New Year's. You are seeing this on New Year's Eve. It's a weird one, but I hope you can watch me when you're indoors and you can get glam. This is perfect for New Year's as well. This is also my favourite look of 2020. I said that in my previous video, this was my favourite look, so I've recreated it because I love it. Like, subscribe, just all that good stuff. And yeah, if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Hello everybody, it's New Year's Eve when you are seeing this, so we are pretending like we're going out, even though we're not. First thing I've had this morning. So I said in my last video about doing my favourite look of 2020 and do a little tutorial on that look. It's New Year's Eve, this glam is perfect. We're not going anywhere, but we're going to pretend like we are. First off, I'm going in with the Pears soap. This is the transparent one. I always go for a transparent soap because then obviously you don't get like any white cast. Just on a little spoolie. You just want to wet your soap and get some on your spoolie. Just gonna coat my brows with this soap. Just pushing it all the way through. Once you're happy with the shape, I just push them down. First off, oh my god, I've just got to say thank you for the love on my first video. I was so nervous. Do you know what? I filmed it and I was busy like editing it and all like that. The nerves, I sort of forgot about them, and it weren't until, so it was all uploaded, just like waiting on YouTube, and the nerves started to kick in. I was like, oh my god, I'm actually doing this. Like, I hadn't had a chance really to think about it because I just sort of done the video, cracked on with the editing, and I was just busy with that. Then when I've actually thought about it, I was like, oh my god. But I don't know why I do that, because you guys are just so supportive. No one has anything bad to say normally, like, and if they do, it's behind my back, which I don't care about. I just don't be horrible to my face. Made me just want to do another one, so here we are. But yeah, if you haven't seen my first video, I'm going to try and link it below. It is this look, so really simple, glittery eyes, winged, just very soft glam, glowy, fresh, quite sultry, like sexy vibes I'm going for. Put this out there now. I am very pale at the minute. When I done this, I was freshly tanned. I was bronzed, loving life. At the moment, nothing on me. I'm not going out New Year's, so I'm not gonna fake tan. We're just gonna deal with it. Don't come for me. Look, this is it. This is the last little bit of it. So this is the Pixie Glow Tonic. I love this stuff, as you can tell, because I'm out. So this I just love this before I apply makeup. It just gives you that fresh feeling, gives you that extra added glow. Realise how much, even though I've just washed my face, like bacteria and dirt just goes all on your face. I also wipe around my brows because using the soap, you might get it on your skin, and if you don't wipe around them when you go to put your foundation on, it could get like a bit patchy. Then I'm going to moisturise, so I'm using the Airbrush, I think that's how you say it, cream. Really enjoying this one at the minute. I go in between that one and the Ordinary one. I love the Ordinary skincare. I am a dry skin gal, so yeah, I like to take my time making sure I'm nice and moisturised. I'm going to do my base first. I don't really normally do my base first. I normally do eyes, but because this looks quite simple, I feel like you can do your base first and then just quickly finish the eye at the end. I'm going to go in first with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I use the shade 5. It does look like it comes out dark, but I mean, it is a bit darker for me at the moment because, like I say, I'm pale, but even normally it comes out dark, but once you blend it out, it's so sheer that it sort of just like goes into your natural skin. I'm just going to use like a stippling brush and I'm just going to buff this in. We are going to be brown, but I've also at the end got a new product that I want to show you all, which is good for like your body to sort of give you that airbrush skin. The other day on the video, I think I used the wrong foundation. It was a bit dark. I sometimes use it obviously when I'm tanned, but the other day not here. This is the L'Oreal True Match. I'm using True Beige today. The other day I used Honey, so that was quite dark. This is like fresh baked tan colour. This is probably still going to be a little bit darker for me, but who don't like being tanned? While I'm applying my foundation, I'm just going in with a Peach's Pixie 08 brush. This brush for foundation, it's my favourite. So it's angled and it's quite dense, so that you can proper work it in your skin. I take quite a while on my base because that's how you get that airbrush finish. You just have to take your time, really work with it. So guys, New Year's Eve, you will be seeing this on. Can you believe it? Where has the year gone? What the hell is happened? It's really sad. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm quite a positive person, especially when it comes to this like corona stuff. Sort of said, it is what it is, the year is done, there's nothing we could have done. But like, when I look back and I think, what did I do this year? Like, what the hell? Like, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad year, it could have been much worse. Corona could have affected my family, like, do you know what I mean? It could, like, there's a lot of people that are worse off. I could have lost my job, like, there's plenty of things that could have gone wrong with this year. Yeah, I feel like I don't have a lot to show for it. The only thing, which obviously this is probably the best thing, is my makeup career. If you have been following me on my Instagram, like, I grew quite a bit during lockdown. Like I said in my last video, I practiced so much during lockdown. So in that sense, yeah, that's what I've taken away from it. But in terms of like holidays and going out and stuff, like I've done nothing really. I'm looking forward to a new year. Like, I know obviously Corona's not going anywhere anytime soon, so yeah, we can go into a new year, but nothing's really changing. I'm not gonna, just quickly, I'm not gonna go all over my chest because I do have something that I want to show you, but I just feel like for now I'm just gonna we're just gonna paint ourselves this colour because, you know, I don't like being pale. I love this foundation. So this foundation is of like my favourite foundations. Drugstore, hands down, that's my favourite, especially if I am going for like a more glowy, lightweight look. On my older clients and like people that don't like full coverage, I go for this all the time. Like, don't get me wrong, it's covered everything that I want it to cover, but can you see, like, it's still got that dewiness about it. 2021 is the year. I said that about 2020. I did say that. But second time lucky, does that count? I don't know. It's been a very, very weird year. And then, once I have applied with that brush, I then do go in with my beauty blender. Obviously, I'm getting ready like I'm going out. I'm not going anywhere. But what is everyone's thoughts on New Year's? Because if I'm completely honest with you, I am not a fan of New Year's one bit. I'm like the Scrooge for New Year's. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get the hype. Last year I didn't even go out, so this year staying in, it's actually not going to be much different for me. The only thing different is that, like, I won't be getting FOMO, because don't get me wrong, like last year I stayed in, but the only thing that was like, oh, I'm gutted I'm not going out, because I was seeing everyone out. But like this year, no one's going out, so I won't even have that to like try and pull me in. We're all indoors and I'm happy about it. I love New Year's in general. Like, I like the fresh start, but actually going out, I don't get it. I've got some horror stories about New Year's. Then I'm gonna go in my concealer. So I am using the Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This concealer it is dangerous, because once you start using it, you don't stop using it. I've used this before, like ages ago, and then I went to New York last year and I stocked up. Always thought, oh, you can't get in the UK, like it's always ag to get it. Little did I know it's not ag at all. You just have to order us over a certain amount for free shipping, but you don't have to pay like customs or anything. I always just stock up on it. It is the best. It's so full coverage. This is in the shade light medium. This is my go-to shade. Always use this one. It's not drying. This colour, this shade, I love it. So it is dangerous, but I wouldn't have it any other way. This is actually a bit less concealer than I usually use. Normally I do blend it all down, but we're just going to focus it here. With your concealer, you want to put it here, like up an angle, so that when you blend it out, that is already structuring your face with the contour. So as well, when I add my wing and my contour, we're all stuck. On my forehead, middle of my nose, top lip, just a little bit, and then my chin. New Year's Eve. Have I got some bad experiences with New Year's Eve? I don't think I've ever really had a good one since my 21 years of living. No, I'm joking. I mean, since I've been able to go out and actually enjoy myself, I don't think any have been that good. Last year I stayed in, which was actually quite nice. Do you know what it is? It's different now, because last year was my first year doing makeup. New Year's Eve is one of our busiest days. We are ramo. Very different for us makeup artists this year. Normally I'm back to back running around. Even last year, it was my first year doing makeup, but I remember it, I was so busy. Last year I sort of thought, I'm gonna be knackered by the time like New Year's Eve comes around, so I'm not gonna go out. It was quite nice. My boyfriend's not really a fan of New Year's, so we got a takeaway, and it was lovely, to say the least. This year I'm looking forward to that again. The year before was okay. It was okay, but I just sort of went out like it was a normal night out. It wasn't necessarily for, like, it didn't feel like it was New Year's Eve. There was no pressure. I just sort of went out, normal night out, very last minute. The year before that, me and the girls, we're going out. We're going to Essex hotspot, Sugar Hut. I've been there once. The other time was this time, and I've never been back. More fool us for going to Sugar Hut on New Year's Eve, because it was ramo. You know what? We didn't even get inside the venue. We turned up. Normal time for girls, about 10, half 10. Bear in mind, we've never been to Sugar Hut before. This was our first time. And for anyone that doesn't know, Sugar Hut is on Brentwood High Road. The queue was down the other end of the high road. It's 10 o'clock. It's down the other end of the high road. Freezing cold. It's December. It's freezing. So me and the girls trotting along in our heels and our mini dresses. No coats. Who wears a coat? Go get in the back of the queue. We're standing for at least half an hour. We haven't moved. We have not moved. We bought tickets beforehand. It's not a normal night. It's New Year's Eve. You have to buy tickets. So when you buy a ticket, you sort of expect to be getting in. Now, we're freezing. We're sober. We are fuming. I am fuming. I am cold to the bones. You know when you're like stuck? My feet have crumbled like this. Honestly, it was so bad. So one of the girls was like, right, let's go check. Ask the bouncer. It's still now, okay, it's probably now 11. At 11 PM on New Year's Eve, they are doing one in, one out. One in, one out. On New Year's. Who is leaving? Please tell me who is leaving before 12 o'clock. Honestly, like, it was a shambles. It got to half 11. We still wasn't in the club. We weren't in. And I was just like, nah. I'm frozen, I'm sober, the pre-drinks is out of the window. I'm going home. Like, I was like, I'm going home. Me and the girls were like, fuck it. Oh, sorry. We're going home. I was in a cab It turned midnight. Me and the girls just looked at each other and just went, Happy New Year. Let's let that sink in. I was in a cab. All my outfit, all my hair, my makeup, to sit in a cab. Do you know what it is with New Year's? Businesses, events, they get greedy. They take the mickey out of us young people that just want to go out. They charge double the price. They oversell tickets, but obviously oversold tickets. That's why the club was at full capacity at 10:30 and we couldn't get in. Is it closed down now? I think it's closed. I don't really know. I think that was a bit of a scandal. A lovely New Year's. It doesn't end there though. I've got more horror stories for New Year's. Concealer is all blended out. I've taken it on top of my eyelids and just blended that out as well. These two brushes are from Dull Beauty. They are DB11 and then a DB7. So this is the concealer brush, and then this is just a bit of a fluffier concealer brush. So I just use both of them, and then of course my trusty beauty blender. Got a bit carried away with my story. I forgot to tell you what I did. Next we're going to go in with cream contour. So this is the Nude Sticks bronzer in Bondi Bay. So I first started using these in the blushes. Love their blushes as well, and now I'm trying their cream bronzers. Love them. They're just so easy to blend. This is such a beautiful colour as well. I don't actually like my contour to be too cool toned. I like it to be more warm. If it's too cool, it can get a bit like ashy and like grey-y. This is also a Pixie 18 brush. It's just a short domed dense brush, and the tip when you are applying your contour and even any of your base products, patting. People always ask me like, oh, my makeup goes patchy, like what am I doing wrong? And it's not the products. Sometimes it can be the products, but it's actually how you're applying it. If you swipe like this, you're just picking up all the product underneath. So you're picking up the foundation, you're moving it about too much, and you're making it go patchy. You're not adding to it. With my contour, I do this on my cheeks, my jaw. I literally have a non-existent jaw, so we have to chisel that. Get rid of that double chin. Another New Year's horror. Comment below whether you are a New Year's Eve out person or New Year's Eve in person, and if you have any horror stories, let me know. Surely it can't just be me that this happens to. All I do say to people actually is I'd rather be on holiday for New Year's, in the sun somewhere. But even so, this next story, I was on holiday, but I'm thinking on holiday but do nothing related to New Year's. So this was scary though. So I was about 14, 15. I went to Vegas, not on my own, with my family. So I think we went on Boxing Day, after Christmas. We was out there for New Year's, which, don't get me wrong, love Vegas. Even as a 14, 15-year-old, it was such a good place. Loved the holiday, but New Year's Eve. So do you know what it is? It's hard because you want to do something, but you either, especially at 14, 15, I couldn't go to a club. Most restaurants were wanting me to still be 21. At the main like strip, there was fireworks. A bit like New York when they have the ball drop, and like in the film New Year's Eve, it's all cute and they're all running to be with the people they love. Like, it's not like that. Well, it ain't in Vegas, let's put it that way. So we thought, let's just go see the fireworks. The road that it was down, it must have been like the main strip. So we've come in, and obviously, like any event, when we have them in London, they have the metal barriers. So once you're in them barriers, there was no way of getting out. It was busy, and we're just getting sucked in and in and in this crowd. Let me just tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm going in, so I love these for cream brushes, blushes. It looks really like it's orange. It is the Dr. Pawpaw Orange Balm, but I love these for cream blush. Don't let the colour scare you. It's a really nice colour actually. I'm just gonna get on a Real Techniques brush, blusher brush. I squeeze it from the top, just like literally the tiniest bit, and just pat on there. and pat it on my cheeks. Can you see? It's just a lovely colour. It's peachy, but a bit more intense than a peach. And I put blush everywhere. It's my favourite bit. When I first started makeup, my sister never used to wear blush, and I was like, no, you've got to put blush on. Like, what is going on with you? I even put it on my nose, give you that bit of a sunburn look. Just makes you, it brings life back into your skin. I hate it when you're just brown and just like orange, just one colour. Basically everywhere where I put highlight, I also put blush. So back to my story. We're getting sucked in, and obviously I'm 14, 15, like I've got to be by my dad's side. I'm scared. There is no way to get out. So now we're panicking. There's fights kicking off. We are cramped. In my head, all I can picture is the thing at the football stadium a few years ago, like the tragedy where they all got crumpled. Like, that is in my head. I'm thinking, if I fall over right now, that is it. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, we was crashed into each other. We were so closed in together, and there was no way of getting out. Like, you had to go up and out. So like, you had to go through this crowd so quickly. Just going in with my iconic illuminating drops in the original shade, and I just put this again everywhere where I highlight. Fights kicking off, and could you not, this was the moment when I was like, what's going on? I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, with a Peaches and Cream, Pixie 23 brush, it's just their highlighting brush, and I'm just patting this in. Someone in a wheelchair, who is obviously, imagine, like, for me it was horrible, imagine being in a wheelchair where you're like, you can't even see what's going on because you're lower than everyone else. A wheelchair is getting carried above us. Someone in a wheelchair to get out of this craziness. Like, honestly, it was scary. And to top it off, we're in America. We all know that their law enforcement, their police, is a lot different to us. We are scared. We are, not because of that, but they're rude. If you've been to America, you know that they're quite abrupt. They can be quite rude. And we're saying to them, like, we need to get out, like, open the barrier. This is not okay. And they're just like looking at us. Can't argue, I'll get arrested. I don't even know how that ended, that whole scenario. I mean, I don't think we saw the new year in again. I think we eventually, obviously they eventually let us out, and we just went back to the hotel. Yeah, that was another write off for New Year's. I think I'm scarred from all these failures of New Year's. So I'd rather sit in. It's just another day. This is my skin as of now. So now I'm gonna set it. So this is the makeup that I just wore indoors. I weren't going out for long, although it ended up lasting me a very long time. In my head, I wasn't meant to be wearing it that long. I did just go in with the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. This stuff, as you can tell, it is well loved. This powder, it does what it says on the tin. Airbrush. It's unreal. I normally bake when I do my makeup, and then at the end I will add this just to brighten up that under eye and airbrush it even more. It's beautiful. But today, just for this look, I'm just going to go straight in with this. One thing when you are doing your eyes, before you powder, you just need to check again. Because I've spoken a lot, I've moved about, you need to check your under eyes and get all the creases out. Can you see that on camera? Look at that magic dust. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Magic. And you know what, I love using this powder when I am doing a more of a glowy look, because you can proper like direct it on where you want it. Look at that. Look at the difference. It's a bit more of your pricier product. Yeah, it's not like extortionate expensive, but it's not just your normal pressed powder price, I'd say. I think it's around 30 to 40 pound, but it is so worth it. If I'm going out and I need powder, if I get a little bit oily, just pop that in your bag. It's so thin. Look, whoop, in your bag, little brush, and you are good. Just do a little bit across my jawline. like, 'cause that is where I normally would bake. Next, I'm going to go in with my bronzer. This bronzer, still got its smell. The Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Oh my god. Smells like cocoa butter. Unreal. Every time I pull it out to like put on a client, they're like, what is that? That smells unbelievable. And I'm like, I know. You'll learn to know that I literally just use Peach's brushes. I love their stuff. This one has rubbed off. It's that loved. It's just their bronzer brush. So I'm just gonna warm up my face. So we touched on this last time about my New Year's resolutions, but has everyone got them? Does everyone write them down? I do like my affirmations, but I don't write New Year's goals down. I feel like I'm very much, same with like a diet and stuff. If I put too much pressure on myself to do a certain thing, like if I say for Lent I'm cutting out chocolate, there's no way I'm cutting out chocolate because on my mind is chocolate. So I'm better off just try and be a bit healthier, just not put too much pressure on myself. I mean, I suppose like I said in my last one, YouTube was going to be my goal for the new year, but I've done that now. Well, I'm not done that now. I'm doing it. But yeah, it's so funny. And it's so funny at the moment, like everyone's like, which I am, I can't wait for 2021. But like in terms of Corona, like it's not going anywhere, guys. It's got to be better than this year. We started lockdown in March. That is not even like a quarter into the year. 6, 9, 12, yeah, quarter into the year. Next step, blush. So this is from Revolution Pro. It's the peach shade. Don't let these colours scare you. When I bought this, I thought, it's bright. But again, it's like this. It doesn't really come out this dark, but it's just, you can then you can clearly see I've got blush on. Sometimes blushes get a bit lost. So I actually mix between the bottom two, but you literally do need a tiny bit, and then I like tap it, and then like you do not need a lot. Oh, just look at that. Woo! On the nose. And if you do feel like bloody hell, I look orange, just go back in with your bronzer brush, not your actual bronzer, and just blend it in. So another little thing that I always do, because I am dry skin gal, once I've done all like my powders, I've only got highlight left to put on, I spray my face, hydrate me, let them all sink in together. It's a really pretty beautiful thing to do. If you're dry skin, I suppose if you're a bit oily, I wouldn't go too much in with like the water and the liquids and stuff. But for me, this just makes a difference. So this is from Superdrug. It's the Vitamin E range. If you've not tried the Superdrug Vitamin E range, you need to. Like, it's unreal. Smells, again, everyone comments on the smell when I bring this bad boy out. It smells like holiday. Be careful though, because it comes out quick. Obviously, I'm going to use my Dull Beauty Shine Bright highlighter. So it's the darker one, the light version. Yeah, the light duo. Again, on the same highlighting brush. I'm not going to go too crazy with the highlight because the Iconic drops are still giving me the glow. But just to set that. So I also added little freckles to my face when I done this look. Freck, let's focus, let's try this. Don't know if you can see that, but it's called Freck. The brand's actually, I love using this for my freckles. I find it easier than when I use like a pencil and stuff, and it looks a bit more natural. And I put a few on, just one part of my face, like so, and you can see it obviously comes out very harsh. Then with my finger, I just pat it in. And then that way, I don't know if you can see them on camera, but once I do the end, that way it just looks more natural. And then even sometimes I just get the bronzer brush and just blend it in a little bit more. Now let's go into the eye. Really, really simple. Obviously I've concealed my eyes. The one thing with, if you use a concealer, you do have to set it. Get my Dull Beauty DB7 brush and buff out the creases in my eyes and put a bit of powder. Same on the other eye. So, I'm not going to lie to you, the first time I done this, I used Carmex on my eyes, which it worked fine. You did get a bit of a, not a sting, it wasn't a sting. Do you know what it was like? If you've used tea tree shower gels in the mint version, bit like that, weird feelings. Fine, after a while the sensation sort of went. But today we are going to try it with a glitter glue on my Peaches PC 11 brush. So this is just like quite flat fluffy brush, and then with the NYX glitter glue, this is the only glitter glue that I do use. I'm gonna just use one side of this brush because we are gonna flip it when we use the glitter. It just saves a lot of work. I'm literally, it's so easy, I'm just placing it anywhere, up all over my lid. And then Peaches Gatsby pigment, oh, if you know, you know. It is a classic. It is your perfect gold pigment. If you're looking to get some pigments, get Gatsby as one of your first ones. You literally will use it so much. Can you see that? Can you actually see that? It's just beautiful. God, is the camera picking this up? Same on the other side. So that's why you're going to keep this to the other, like to each side of the thing. Then you're going to put some glue again. Just saves brushes. It's just easier to do that rather than keep changing your brushes up. Beautiful. The only difference is obviously this time round I have extensions on. When I first done it, very natural lashes. Well, that's what I think, in my opinion. I think it makes it that the lashes are so natural. In my first picture, they were Ardell Demi Wispies. If you're looking for a natural lash, they are it. But obviously I have extensions on at the minute. I thought, let's do this look now before I'm back using my big lashes. You might get a little bit of glitter fall out, just wipe it off. Can you see that? That is literally it for the eyeshadow. Then we're going to add a cheeky little wing and we are done. Back to the eyes. Oh, I love this palette. These colours. It's the Sosu Hot Fire Remastered palette. And I'm going to take the shade Warmth, which is this well-loved brown in this palette. Little tip when I do my wings is what I do is I actually like lift my eye up like this and I go from where your eyes join at the end and then I take it up. So just like that. It's just a little baby wing, this one. And then I literally just going to bring it in. Like really simple to do these wings. I'm using an angled brush with an eyeshadow. I always say this to my clients and anyone that asks me about doing wing liner. Start with a shadow. Well, I mean, I can do it with a gel liner, but I still actually just prefer just with a shadow. Like, if you don't like too heavy on your eyes, then shadow is the way forward. But literally the tiniest wings. And then what I've done is I brought it along my bottom lash line. I'm obsessed with this look all over again. And I'm going to do the same on the other eye. One thing is harder to match your wings. But I always say this, like, you don't have symmetrical eyes, like, so you are going to struggle at first. So just taking this below. I'm going to add a bit more highlight in my inner corner. And then just to finish off, obviously we've got to do my brows. So I'm going in with the Morphe eyebrow pencil. I go in between this and the NYX eyebrow pencil. I love both of them. And just make hair strokes through my brows. I'm not really going to make a shape because I feel like that is again part of this look, for it to just be free and bushy. Why is it one brow is just better than the other all the time? I must admit, bushy brows have just made it so much easier for my life. With my lips, in that picture, all I'd done was a lip liner. So I'm gonna go in shot with a Morphe lip liner in the shade Bite Me. So this is another favourite of mine. It's a little bit darker than Sweet Tea, but it is just like your classic brown. And then like, I just rubbed my lips together. So like it was sort of brown all over. And then just went in with my Carmex again. Quickly just gonna talk about body foundation. This stuff, so this is the Barium Instant Blur body foundation. So I just picked this up in Superdrug and oh, it's amazing. So again, just on a Peaches and Cream brush, a PC16, literally just gonna take a bit and I'm just gonna buff this in, and I mean it does what it says. It just blurs. I mean normally I wouldn't have to put on as much, like over my body this much, because I'd be tanned, but it's unreal. Like I just feel like this, even put it on your legs, everywhere, just get crazy with it. Oh, it's just perfect. This shade, there was a shade range, I mean there was only 3 or 4. Medium body foundation 3. Just look at that, it looks like I've tanned. Amazing. I'm just gonna add a bit more highlight to my collarbone, my shoulders, just give that extra little pop, especially if you're wearing like this off the shoulder. This is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm obsessed with this. Like it is so simple. It's just basically your normal makeup, just with a bit extra of glitter. Very glowy, natural looking. Like I said, I actually wore this just indoors. In the end, I was going around for a PJ party and I thought I'm just gonna keep it on. Perfect for this New Year's Eve. If you're still indoors but getting a bit glam, then whack this baby on, because yeah, I love it. I'm so obsessed with it. I hope that was okay. Obviously let me know in the comments if I'm doing something wrong or I need to be, you know, any tips, you know, I'm open to them. I need them. Happy New Year, and I hope whatever you're doing, you're having fun. Sorry if I've like been a bit of a Scrooge on New Year's. I've told you just my horror stories, but I mean they're funny. I think that if you need to know why I don't like New Year's, that is why. But let me know your horror stories. I hope someone else has them and it's not just me. And I will see you in the new year. Bye.